This is a really quick how-to video on how to install the Escape Gear seat covers that are sold by Equipt in the United States and my first impressions of them. So I finally got seat covers for my Land Cruiser. Very long overdue. I've needed seat covers for the last like 2-3 years, and I am extremely happy with the brand I got. I spent a lot of time looking at different seat cover options, a lot of Amazon ones, a lot of Chinese ones. There's so many options, a lot of universal seat covers. But for what I do, I need a seat cover that's gonna protect my seats while also surviving what my dogs do. The current seats on my Land Cruiser have about 340,000 miles of use on them, so they're torn up, they have scuffs, they're falling apart, and the worst part is my dogs are completely tearing up the leather. The seat covers I decided to go with are made by Escape Gear and sold by their US retailer Equipt. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to the owners at Equipt. I was at the Land Cruiser Museum event about 3 weeks ago, and I was speaking to one of the guys that work at Equipt, and I was just telling him about how I really want the seat covers and I didn't know if they're in stock. He quickly called up the owner's wife, confirmed they're in stock, and they stayed open like an extra 20 minutes just for me. They did not have to do any of that, but the best part about my experience with Equipt was the owner's wife. She was so knowledgeable, so friendly, she took her time. I went in wanting a certain seat color, and apparently the gray color is made with a different material, and I was telling her about I needed something really durable to survive my dogs and all the expeditions and off-roading I do, and she recommended this other color that is more durable. It's a different color, but I'm really happy with it. At first I was a little worried that the more durable one was a different color, but the cool thing is it matches all the accent colors in the Land Cruiser, and I actually really like the darker color a lot more. So my Land Cruiser is all gray with a darker gray, black, whatever you want to call that. But the cool thing is it's going to cover the entire seat. It's not just like a universal fit where it just covers here and exposes this area. It's going to cover the whole thing. For all the 100 series owners that have the TVs in the headrests, whether they're aftermarket or factory, you're gonna have to unwire them. I did this off camera, but I will have a link in the description for different options on what you can do. But the situation with the seat covers and the headrests with TVs in them, but the wires for the TV go directly into these poles. So when you try to take this headrest off to insert the cover, you can't do it because of the wires. There are a few options to get around that. You can either take the fuse out and cut the wire, take the fuse out, unplug the wire. I'll put all the links in the description and let you decide whatever you want to do. One of the many reasons I went with Equipt, it does have a higher price tag, but you pay for what you get. Not only is higher quality, looks nice, but the most important thing for me is it fully covers the seat, and it also has covers for the arms. And in my case, most importantly, if I can find it, it has a cover for the center console, which is absolutely getting destroyed by my dogs. First things first, I'm going to install the main piece on both seats. It requires you taking the headrest off, which is why I'm having the links in the description for if you do have the TV, how to get around that. So it's pretty simple. Take the headrest off, you put it over. There are some pieces you have to push through the seat to Velcro together, and I'll show that next. You gotta undo this Velcro piece for the armrest. Kind of just hooks around. Let's see. Seems like you just gotta play with it and maneuver it around. It is a pretty tight fit. So once you have it on like that, now we have to go to the front and tuck this piece in. You push that piece through. There's a Velcro on the other side, but you just try to get it as tight as possible and put the Velcro on. I'm trying to think of what is the front. I'm just gonna copy what the seat cover is and have this side be the front so it tucks backwards. One thing I didn't think of until just now is this is an aftermarket headrest with TV, and it seems like it's a different size. Let's see if I can get this in there. Sweet. So it looks like it's gonna fit. Be extremely careful. Squeeze the cushion in and push from here. Do not do what I just did, and I pulled from here and I felt a little thread tear, but if you just squeeze the leather and all the cushion and just push from up top and not put so much pressure on the stitching, which is completely my fault, has nothing to do with Escape Gear, I just didn't do it properly. It fit. So most of y'all won't have this issue, but if anyone was wondering if this would fit with a TV headrest, it does, but it's extremely tight. You gotta be careful when you're putting it on. The Velcro is really high quality, so it's holding, but just to be clear, you won't have this issue if you don't have the TV headrest, but it's great to know that it fits. The armrest cover is pretty self-explanatory, it just slides on. I spoke too soon. I said it's self-explanatory, just slides on. We ran into a few issues. So I'm glad I'm running into this so all my friends know. They'll still get the seat cover, but it's just good to know. So I have a 2006 Lexus LX 470. It's a 100 series Toyota Land Cruiser. And in the US spec, the Lexus versus the Toyota, one of the many differences is there is more cushion in the seats. So the seat covers by Escape Gear are a little harder to get on, and the armrest is impossible. I just spent about like 25 minutes on just a single armrest. There's not a single chance it will actually fit due to all the extra cushion in the seats and the armrests compared to the Land Cruiser US spec and the Australian specs. So I'll skip this for now. I will modify this to get this to fit. There's not a single chance this opening, whether this was on or off, will actually fit. So I'll probably just cut some stitching and Velcro it on the back, which won't be noticeable due to where it folds. So it's not a big issue, but we're not gonna put it on right now. The next piece is the bottom for the seat cover. This looks pretty simple. It has some elastic in the front to keep it nice and tight. It has an opening so you can still adjust your seats, and it has these straps that go under and you tighten from the back. It went on pretty smooth. This entire time I've been trying to see if these seat covers can install without removal of the seat. The trick with getting these on and having to pass the straps through the front to the back with all the wires for like the DVD player and everything else is to just move it forward and back. So I moved the seat as far back as possible, and then I tucked in the straps as far as my hand could reach just because my hand cannot fit like more than halfway through. And then once I did that, I moved the seat all the way forward and then just grabbed the straps. They were like 2 inches that way once the seat's all the way forward. It's really not bad. If I can do it with having this in the way and that in the way, anybody can do it. So the driver's seat covers are all the way in. Just repeat your steps for the passenger. So we got the passenger side on. The final piece we have is my favorite part. No more peeling leather and all these nail marks. Really excited for this, but this is really easy. It just has these bands. It's really stretchy, so I won't have that issue that I had here. You just open this up and then have the straps go in and the two on the side. Awesome. So the center console is all in. One thing to keep in mind is the way it's made, unless you modify it, you lose functionality of the cup holder. I don't ever use it, and I really can't because when I designed my bed platform, I can't actually open this far enough to even use it. So I really don't care about that, but keep that in mind. And that's it. The seat covers were actually overall pretty easy to install without removing the seat. It only just took a little more finessing, but I am so impressed by the quality by Escape Gear / Equipt. I have a big trip coming up in Baja and Nevada, and I am really excited to put those seat covers to use. I was so tired of all the rips, and every time my dogs just stepped on the center console, I could literally see it ripping in real time. If y'all have any questions, please comment down below. Let me know what you would do. What would be the best seat cover for you? Would you spend a fraction of what I just spent for the seat covers and get like Carhartt or Universal seat covers, or do you want to buy once, cry once? Let me know why down below. See you guys later.